Just a week later, the Snowrun Enduro, organised by the Welsh Trail Riders Association and held in the Cruachan Forest. It wasn't too bad, the weather I mean, but the forest was rather damp. Bob Perrin was clerk of the course, but he'd fallen off his bike about 3 weeks previous to the event, so it wasn't looking too good. A very big entry, nearly 220 riders. Only 4 in the championship class though. No, sorry, it was 5. There were 20 experts and Paul Rowlands was on 2 wheels this weekend. There were 1 or 2 sticky little bits on the course, and even the championship riders fall off from time to time.
Get out of the water!
I was stood just far enough away from Paul Rowlands then. That's Rizian Jones on his new Suzuki. The TM rider Paul Davis. Ian Smart on the KTM. Andy Elliott riding a Honda. Now, when you come downstream, do you have to give way to traffic on the right? Well, I'm not sure. Would that rule be in the ACU handbook? You didn't have to get your feet wet. There was a little bridge across this stream, but apparently it's an ancient monument. I think there should be a toll on there. It was easier going down the stream than staying on the side. And it was easy to fall off going down the bank. The first part of the course, well, I suppose the first couple of miles was the most difficult. Mike Beer was in the sportsman class today.
Morning, Frank! Good morning!
There's a lot of water in the Cruachan Forest, so there were several stream crossings. Dizzy Gillespie certainly knew his way around.
Oh, you soaked me then.
I knew there'd have to be something good here for you to be there.
Dizzy used to work on the MOD range here. I'll let you into a little secret. This part of the course was going to be the cross-country test at the Beacons Enduro. That event would be held in July.
67169.
Over 40 riders in the sportsman class. At times it was a bit like a hare and hounds.
183.
The special test was close to the start area, so that was good news for the spectators. And it was quite a long test, 3.5 minutes, and for some of the sportsman riders, nearer 6. It was quite muddy towards the end of the test and a few deep ruts. Some of these puddles of water were quite deep. Championship rider Rob Rayford was quick on his first test, but must have fallen off on the second. He was about a minute slower. The test did get a little congested at times. And some of the expert riders were trying new lines. Craig Chadwick had 4 points for a refusal on the hill climb, first time round. And he made it look so easy second time. It was quite difficult in places. Some of the tree roots had become exposed. Was this young man digging for gold? That was John Morgan in the expert class. Martin Hatfield had stopped for a rest. Paul Stranati was cornering well. That was Ian Smith on the Suzuki, all the way from Keighley. And number 103, Neil Allen. Charlie Creswell was in the over 40s class. There was plenty of water on many of the tracks. Some of the hill climbs were a bit difficult, especially if you were going too quick. There were 30 finishers in the sportsman class. Quite a few went clean. The runner-up position went to number 204, Richard Peel. And the overall winner in the class, Lee Morgan from Usk, number 203. Tom Humphreys from Blaenau Ffestiniog was runner-up in the over 40s. Only 4 riders went clean in that class. Charlie Creswell was the winner. He beat Tom Humphreys by 12 seconds. There were 14 finishers in the Clubman 4-stroke class, and Gary Parr was runner-up. He was 6 seconds down on the winner, Wayne Williams from Lampeter. Wayne riding a Kawasaki KLX 300. In the Clubman class, most of them went the distance, and about 30 of them clean on the going. Adrian Evans was runner-up. He was beaten by number 75, Steve Watson from Pontypridd. Steve had a very fast second test. In the expert class, it was very close between the Husky rider Lee Jones from Merthyr and Paul Rowlands. The experts had 3 tests. Chris Hooper, number 16, should have won the day, but he lost time on the going. So the Premier Award went to Paul Rowlands, and Lee Jones was runner-up. There were only 5 in the championship class. Jeff Hand and Craig Bounds lost time. So it was really between number 1, Steve Griffiths, and number 4, Rob Faulkner. Rob Rayford had a very slow second test. It put him out of the running. Steve Griffiths didn't win any of the 3 tests, but he did just enough to take the Premier Award, and he beat Rob Rayford by 33 seconds. Some people were doing wheelies right at the end of the day, and good forward rolls.
Well done. Yes.
That was the snow run. No snow this year, but still a very enjoyable event. And we would be back in the Cruachan Forest later for the Beacons Enduro.